5:30 on a spring morning, and Betty Stubblejar is out with her dogs. For the battling Sydney Greyhound trainer, it's a labour of love, a duty she carries out every day, come what may. But lately there's more purpose about her work, her thoughts dominated by one thing, the Melbourne Cup.
Cavalieri around the outside, dashing up to the leaders. Acquidity off the fence, followed by Better Loosen Up. Vienne across looking for a run.
To most people, this is the Melbourne Cup, the annual horse race at Flemington that brings Australia to a standstill. But to the canine fraternity, the Melbourne Cup is something totally different. It's the pinnacle of greyhound racing.
Racing, a lively Monarch missed the start. Darbra Flash began well. Fox Hunt from the inside showing blistering pace, and he's going to lead clearly into the first turn.
OK, let him go.
Just to make the Melbourne Cup, it takes a great dog. And as far as Betty Stubblejar's concerned, she's got one. His name, Gunlaw Rosti. 2.5 years old, the dog certainly has an impressive list of victories, winning 13 out of 22 starts. But at the same time, she admits he's a handful.
He's not what you say a little angel. He's had his ups and his downs, he's had his problems, but he's a very fast dog. And when he goes, he goes.
Raised as a pup, Gunlaw Rosti got his name when his owner was watching a Western on TV, and he's lived up to his reputation ever since. Quick out of the boxes and quick at everything else.
He's one of the really young, good dogs. He always tries his best. No matter what he does, he wants to be first. If he has to be fed, he's got to be fed first. If he has to be walked out, he's got to be walked first. If he has to run, he wants to run first. Naturally, he wants to win too.
The worst part is he's got to be first in the car, first out of the car. First fed, first everything. If he doesn't, Lord help everybody else.
It takes dedication to succeed at greyhound racing, something that Betty knows all about, tending and caring for her dogs almost 24 hours a day.
From 5:30 in the morning to roughly, say, 6:30, 7 at night. If you're not racing that night, if you're racing that night, it can be anything up to 1 o'clock in the morning.
So basically the key to greyhound racing and greyhound training is to really love the animals?
Well, putting it how my husband does, the dogs come first, he comes second.
They're racing. Gunlaw Rosti and Call Me Casey began well with Lucky Ferrari, and moving up quickly on the outside was Pretty Crackers. Pretty Crackers takes the front. Oh, Gunlaw Rosti's going to miss after being checked severely at the first turn and fell, and down the back.
But despite all the love and preparation, anything can go wrong in greyhound racing, as Betty knows all too well.
Well, I take it on a day-to-day basis, because with training him, you can walk out tomorrow, you can cut a piece out of his foot and he's scratched. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, the dog is, what you'd say is you've got to be on call 24 hours a day in greyhound racing.
Despite the occasional setbacks, Betty retains her faith in Gunlaw Rosti, her dream to see him win the Melbourne Cup.
I've won a lot of what we'd just say average races, but it'd give me the biggest thrill to go to Sandown and win the race, and especially for the owner, because that's what he wants.
The first step towards realising the dream of winning the Cup is to qualify for the final. A week before, 64 dogs line up in 8 heats to try to win the 8 places. And one of the hopefuls is Gunlaw Rosti. Nothing less than victory will do. Second place isn't good enough. And as the rain comes down in Melbourne, Betty's nerves are starting to show.
If I could have a bottle of scotch, I'd drink it.
Are you confident of a win?
No, not in the rain. I'm hoping he gets it, and I hope he gets around safely. That is the biggest problem, because he doesn't like water under his feet.
Front runner, please. Back runner remains set, ready. Racing, worth backing, began okay. Gunlaw Rosti out wide began well, but lost its early position, and kicking up is Dark Darcy, worth backing as they went to the first turn. Pushed out the side was Darbra flashing at the rear of the field. On the home turn, and Nashamraro looms up the worth backing. Nashamraro put his head in front of Nashamraro's, too strong by a length.
For Betty Stubblejar, disappointment. There will be no Melbourne Cup this year for Gunlaw Rosti. She, like many other trainers, will have to sit and watch as another takes the glory. The night of the big race sees a huge crowd pack into Sandown Park. The favourite is a Tasmanian bitch by the name of Iceni Princess, but there are no guarantees she'll win.
And they're set to go for the running of the 1992 Schweppes Melbourne Cup final. Ready, set, racing. Iceni Princess out wide, boxed well. Amy's Doll won the breaker. Master Giant goes straight to the leader. Master Giant led out of the straight over Amy's Doll. Iceni Princess off the track. Dallas Duo railing through. They were followed by True to Do. Vision Express well back with Nashamraro, and Golden Mike is last. Down the back, and Master Giant is clear. Dallas Duo is now out after him, and they were followed by Amy's Doll. Iceni Princess to the outside, followed by True to Do, but it's all Master Giant. Master Giant is clear. Dallas Duo trying very hard, but Master Giant from Go to Woe. Master Giant wins in second.
For Melbourne taxi driver Peter Akathiotis, victory is overwhelming. This is his biggest win with Master Giant, and is certainly one he'll never, ever forget. The Melbourne Cup is his. Next year is another story. And who knows, maybe the name Gunlaw Rosti will appear. Only time will tell.
Taxi driver from Melbourne winning the Melbourne Cup with Master Giant. Gunlaw Rosti missing out there in the big race. A break, a story on Scotty Brow coming up after this.
Green light on. The moment about to happen for the Melbourne Cup. Stand by for a start. Set, racing. Iceni Princess on the outside, boxed away okay. Master Giant's the early leader. Amy's Doll in the centre. Iceni Princess caught out a little bit deep on the first turn as she goes to third. To the back straight now, the leader Master Giant, two in front. Dallas Duo rails run to be second. Third, Amy's Doll. Iceni Princess struggling on the outside. True to Do the rails. Followed then by Nashamraro. Well back Vision Express. Golden Mike coming to the corner now. Master Giant the leader. Dallas Duo second. Iceni Princess. Master Giant the leader. Dallas Duo tries hard, but Master Giant has won the cup from Dallas Duo. True to Do third. Iceni Princess, Amy's Doll, Nashamraro, Golden Mike, and Vision Express back at the tail. Stand by for judges' placings after the Schweppes Melbourne Cup final. But the winner will be number 2, the Czech Master Giant. Number 2, the Czech Master Giant. You'll find will be the winner of the cup on the time of 30 and 30. 6 even to the post. 18.21 to the back, and 30 and 32 Master Giant, 5 Dallas Duo, and 6 True to Do has run third. 256 are the numbers. 256. The winner of the Schweppes Melbourne Cup, number 2 Master Giant by Buca Sunset from Aussie's Girl. Angus McDonald, the owner. Peter Akathiotis, the trainer. A black dog whelped in May 90. Second, 5 Yellow Dallas Duo by Haydeni from Hoppy's Girl, Joe Hilly. And 6 the brown, True to Do by Worth Doing from True Shadow. Jane McNichol third, 30 and 30 the time. Numbers are 2, 5 and 6.
Moving up at Shepparton for the next all clear at the Gabba. 5 Schweppes Melbourne Cup at Sandown.
The tote dividends, Brian, the winner number 2, Master Giant, $6.10 and $1.70. The Greyhound, as we said, connections were baffled as to some of the poor performances handed in, but they've tried this new muzzle and it's worked wonders with Master Giant. And the winner returning. Now, here's the winner returning, ladies and gentlemen, after the Schweppes Melbourne Cup final. A brilliant performance by Master Giant. Master Giant, $6.10 and $1.70. Second, number 5, Dallas Duo, $2.20. Third, number 6, True to Do, has paid $2.90. Quinella paid $21.80. Trifecta, $348.60. The double 8 and 2, $15.20 as the crowd break out into a round of applause here for Master Giant. Double 8 and 2, $15.20. The extra double 1 and 2, $72.30. A length by a length and a quarter. The splits were 6 even, 18.21, 30 and 30 the time. And she just couldn't get across the favourite Iceni Princess from the wide draw here. Speed on the inside from Master Giant. And Amy's Doll showing a bit of early pace, and she was posted wide, Iceni. And she just couldn't make up the ground, particularly when they're running such cracking time of 30 and 30 in the grand final, the Group 1 race, the Schweppes Melbourne Cup final. And Master Giant netting a magnificent $50,000 for his connections here this evening. As we told you last week, they bargained and bargained for this greyhound at the Calcutta connections, but they were just outbidden the last little bit. Master Giant, Dallas Duo, True to Do, numbers 2, 5, 6 after the Schweppes Melbourne Cup final.
Heading behind the boxes at Angle Park, it's 1, 4, 5.